29 HE Super Quick. 5 rounds, load and
unload!
Unload! Hello Nina, this is Tango 19, sighting at 1337.
Human society, as dynamic as it is, so is the various threats that face our nation. Threats are dynamic because human beings pose the threats, and so as they are susceptible to changes, so is the threats also. And therefore, your actions and methods and strategies to mitigate or defend yourself against such threats must also be dynamic. And so looking at the trends that we are facing, and the threats that we are facing now, especially in terrorism and other forms of destabilization, we have to also amend our training to suit and prepare ourselves adequately for the threats that we are beside.
The fire has to ensure that it's not lying less than 40 degrees from the line of wind to avoid the cone of backblast that comes out when the rocket is being fired. Unload!
Unload!
I'm done, sir.
Thank you. Well done.
Yes.
Action!
Action!
Load!
Load!
Side 400!
500!
Target in front! Shotgun! Up! Unload!
Unload!
First and foremost, it is supposed to give an overview to the students of the senior division of the Ghana Armed Forces Command and Staff College, an insight into how we employ the fire access to a battle group or a battalion added with some elements, so that they can effectively conduct deep operations, close operations, and then rear operations. That is what we call the operational framework in terms of engaging the enemy. If we say deep operations, we are talking about operating behind enemy lines to disrupt his activities and prevent him from having freedom of action and the force to project his force against you. Then when we come to close operations, it is you and him, like give and take, the close proximity, and then you have to also degrade him. And then rear operations is where you want to defend your assets against any infiltration or any attacks by your enemy. So the close, if you're able to succeed in deep operations and rear operations, then the close operations becomes a bit more easier, because that's where you defeat the enemy. So we have to give them insight into this. Aside that, you know, we are on the drive to revamp our human resource, and so it offers the young ones that has come in to see how all forces, or when I say all forces, all services, say the Navy, Army and Air Force, are employed in unison to defeat a common enemy. And then the various roles that even within the services, like if you take the land component, that's the army, you have the infantry, you have the armor, you have the artillery and all, how they all come into play to have a uniform force to defeat the enemy, supported by the Navy and then the Air Force. So they help them to see the various forms of operation and how we come together as a team, because army is teamwork, or armed forces is teamwork, to be able to achieve the common goal and then achieve our core mandate of defending the nation against any threat.
These are some of the anti-aircraft guns. It's the ZU-23, ZPU-2 and ZPU-1. They are all recoil operated, air-cooled, gas assisted with a muzzle booster, capable for firing bursts and sustain.
They can be air transported, air dropped by a parachute, and also towed by a vehicle. They are employed on area and ground targets on a ground mount.
The effect of angle of 90 degrees. And also traversing mechanism, which enables the gun to traverse to an angle of 360 degrees. They are all aspects that are beyond the operational capability of the regular forces, such as counter-terrorism missions, special reconnaissance missions, VIP protection duties, just to mention a few. So some of the equipment which I'm wearing here are some of the equipment that are used by special forces, and they are mission dependent. The mission you go depends on the equipment you carry. I have my ballistic helmet and my body armor here to protect me from small arms fire. I have my wrist strapped GPS to give me direction.
Of up to about 20 kilometers, an endurance of about 35 to 40 minutes. It doesn't have any payload on board because it's just a flying mode or a training mode. But the Mercury 1 is a composite system. It has a flight duration of up to 2 hours, with a flight distance of up to about 100 kilometers. Now, it comes with an autopilot system on board, such that the aircraft can be flown autonomously without the waiting from the pilot. It's a hand-launch system, so you don't need an airstrip or you don't need to take off vertically. All you need is a small steering and just do the
designed to allow us to program a specific chosen frequency to communicate with own force while jamming that of the adversary. This is also the Alarm Vanguard 3130 equipment. It's also purposely for jamming mobile or cellular networks or to prevent IEDs from detonating via mobile networks.
Sir, the gun has 3 main components, which are the receiver, the barrel, and the tripod. The weight of the overall setup is 58.1 kg, which is heavier than a bag of cement.
Relay to Ray, fetch 3 and get him to communicate back to me over.
All the available firing positions. These are the lying position, sitting position, kneeling position, squatting position, and the standing position. Let us listen to the firepower of the rifleman. On display now is an infantry platoon. Now let us listen to the firepower of an infantry platoon. Shall we please give them a round of applause?
Ghana 335 at Golf Romeo 218. Roger, so far over.
9, Roger, over.
I am most delighted and excited to make these brief remarks as we bring to a close this year's land combat power demonstration here in Bondase. I do so on behalf of the Minister who is unavoidably not be able to be present with here due to other important or equally important commitments as a member of the cabinet. And so he has asked me to express his high commendation for this year's organization, planning, and well executed land combat power demonstration. I attach myself to the sentiments of the Minister for Defense. I have been the commandant of the Ghana Armed Forces Command and Staff College for some period, and I believe that the current commandant will also agree with me that we have had several land combat power demonstrations a few years back, but this one is of a difference. I am particularly impressed by the professional disposition and demonstration of skills at arms, particularly of our very young soldiers, the private soldiers from various units. They have demonstrated expert professional skills in the briefings. I was also equally impressed by the exhibition, the demonstration of a tent headquarters, a mobile headquarters, and an underground bunker headquarters, and several other innovations that were brought on board, particularly the employment of the surveillance and electronic warfare systems by the Signal Regiment. This year, the tax fell on 2 billion, and they traveled all the way from Takrady to come and support this year's demonstration. Coming from Takrady means that distance is no obstacle, and so whichever unit that you are nominated, you should be able to do it. And so let's give 2BN a big round of applause.